John Wayne, nicknamed the Duke, was an American actor who became a popular icon through his starring roles in films which were produced during Hollywood's golden age, especially in Western and war movies. His career flourished from the silent era of the 1920s through the American New Wave, as he appeared in a total of 179 film and television productions. Wayne nurtured a tough, all-American persona that made him the quintessential Western hero. And that attitude? It didn't change much off camera. He was never afraid to speak his mind or shoot a verbal bullet. Stay tuned to learn who John Wayne truly hated more than anyone and discover the untold truths about this legendary figure. And please let us know which other legend you'd like us to cover next. Born Marion Robert Morrison in 1907 in Iowa to a pharmacist and his wife, John Wayne's journey to stardom began when his family moved to California in 1914. According to his biography, his closest companion was his little dog, an Airedale named Duke. The two were inseparable, earning them the nicknames Little Duke and Big Duke. And thus, a legendary nickname was born. At Glendale High School, Wayne excelled not only in football but also in theater. Little did he know that both his nickname and his early acting experiences would be the keystones of his career. Initially, Wayne believed his destiny lay on the football field. His impressive skills earned him a scholarship to play for the University of Southern California Trojans. Wayne became a star player, and in his leisure time, he epitomized the classic surfer dude at Newport Beach. But in a twist of fate straight out of a movie, his surfing pastime led to a bodysurfing accident in 1926, abruptly ending his budding football career and college pursuits. Faced with a new path, Wayne began working at local movie studios. This unplanned detour would set the stage for his transformation into one of Hollywood's most enduring icons. Who knew that a bodysurfing mishap would pave the way for the legend of John Wayne? John Wayne, one of the most iconic figures in American cinema, had a career journey that spanned over 5 decades, transforming him from a struggling actor into a legendary Hollywood star. Born Marion Robert Morrison on May 26, 1907, in Winterset, Iowa, Wayne's early years showed little indication of the superstar he would become. Wayne's family moved to Southern California when he was a child, and it was here that he would begin his journey into the entertainment industry. He attended the University of Southern California, USC, on a football scholarship, but an injury curtailed his athletic career, leading him to seek work in the burgeoning film industry. Throughout the 1930s, Wayne continued to work tirelessly, appearing in a plethora of low-budget westerns. It wasn't until 1939 that he landed his breakthrough role in John Ford's Stagecoach. His portrayal of the Ringo Kid catapulted him to stardom and solidified his place in the genre. This film marked the beginning of a long and fruitful collaboration with Ford, who directed Wayne in many of his most celebrated films. The 1940s and 1950s were the peak of Wayne's career. He became the quintessential cowboy hero in classics like Red River, 1948, The Searchers, 1956, and Rio Bravo, 1959. His on-screen persona was characterized by a unique blend of toughness, integrity, and stoic masculinity, which resonated deeply with audiences during and after World War II. Wayne also showed his versatility in other genres. His performance as a harsh and morally complex naval officer in The Sands of Iwo Jima, 1949, earned him his first Academy Award nomination. He further expanded his range with roles in war films such as The Longest Day, 1962, and In Harm's Way, 1965, as well as in the epics The Alamo, 1960, which he also directed and produced. In 1969, Wayne won his first and only Academy Award for Best Actor for his role as the grizzled, one-eyed U.S. Marshal Rooster Cogburn in True Grit. This late career triumph was a testament to his enduring appeal and acting prowess. Wayne's career was not without its controversies. His outspoken conservative political views and support for the Vietnam War drew both criticism and admiration. Nevertheless, his contributions to the film industry were undeniable. John Wayne's final film was The Shootist, 1976, in which he played an aging gunfighter battling cancer, mirroring his own real-life struggles with the disease. He passed away on June 11, 1979, leaving behind a legacy as one of the most enduring and influential figures in American cinema. Wayne's career journey from a prop boy to a Hollywood legend is a remarkable story of perseverance, talent, and a deep connection with the American ethos. His films continue to be celebrated, and his larger-than-life persona remains a symbol of a bygone era of Hollywood filmmaking. John Wayne's biographer, Scott E. Munn, claims that Wayne did not like horses and that his son, Michael Wayne, learned to ride from stuntmen, not his father. However, others have contradicted this claim, with John Wayne's son, Patrick, stating that his father was a skilled horseman. Patrick witnessed his father staying on a horse after it got scared during a chase scene and remembered how his father insisted on giving him additional riding lessons. In the end, Patrick stated that he looked great on horseback. So, while there are differing opinions, John Wayne's relationship with horses seems more positive than his biographer suggests. On screen, John Wayne was the epitome of the tough, rugged, handsome hero, every bit the Hollywood dreamboat. But off-camera, the Duke was surprisingly different. According to the Fashion Ball, Wayne was somewhat reserved and even awkward around women. Film critic Emmanuel Levi noted that Wayne never chased women, and screenwriter James Grant added that pushy dames really scare him. Yet, the legendary actor married 3 times and fathered 7 children. Wayne's first wife was Josephine Saenz, whom he married in 1933. Their union produced 4 children: Michael, Tony, Patrick, and Melinda. Their marriage ended in 1943, and rumors suggest it might have been partly due to Wayne's alleged affair with the sultry Marlene Dietrich during the filming of 7 Sinners, 1940, The Spoilers, and Pittsburgh, 1942. Newt's John Wayne site points out that many biographers blame Dietrich for the affair, which reportedly started when she saw Wayne for the first time and commanded her agent, "Daddy, get me that." The exotic German actress, with a contract secured, wasted no time seducing Wayne, and their affair lasted roughly 3 years. After his marriage to Saenz ended, Wayne married Esperanza Chata Bauer Diaz. Their relationship was tumultuous, marred by jealousy, Wayne's alleged affair with actress Gail Russell, and numerous drunken fights. Emmanuel Levi describes this period as particularly stormy. The day their divorce was finalized in 1954, Wayne married actress Pilar Pallet. This third marriage brought 3 more children into the world: Asa, John, and Marissa. They stayed together until 1973. After his divorce from Pallet, Wayne never remarried. However, he spent his final years in the company of his secretary, Pat Stacey, who provided companionship and support until his death. Despite his off-screen awkwardness and turbulent personal life, John Wayne's legacy as a cinematic icon remains unchallenged. John Wayne was posthumously accused of racism. A resurfaced 1971 interview revealed John Wayne saying he believed in white supremacy until black people were educated. He also acknowledged the need for better education opportunities for black individuals and claimed that the actions of past generations, such as slavery and taking native lands, were not the fault of his generation. Some question if Wayne's statement was poorly worded or if he truly identified as a white supremacist. Readers had mixed reactions, with some supportive of Wayne and others blaming political correctness. Wayne's son defends his father, stating that judging him based on one interview from 50 years ago is unjust. Who hated John Wayne truly hates more than anyone? Hated John Wayne with Clark Gable. Hated John's trouble with Clark Gable began with another member of his inner circle, John Ford. He was notorious for his temper and tendency to belittle his actors, and it eventually led to a battle. In 1953, he directed Clark along with Ava Gardner and Grace Kelly in Mogambo. He made comments about Clark's age and appearance, and his treatment of Ava was enough to make him walk off at one point. Hated John ignored her cries for help during a scene where she was pushed into a mud pool and forced the crew to keep shooting. John Wayne felt a call to come to support his friend John Ford because any slights to his inner circle weren't tolerated. He and Clark were now on opposite sides. Rude comments were flung on each side. The Duke said Clark was only an actor because it was the only thing he's smart enough to do, saying he was handsome but an idiot. They also had opposite views of acting. Hated John Wayne considered himself more of a reactor than a true thespian like Clark. That led to plenty of clashes on the set of Mogambo and a fiery feud that never cooled. John Wayne and James Aris, both Hollywood actors, had a falling out after working together on several films. Wayne helped Aris by securing him roles and recommending him for Gunsmoke. However, their relationship soured when Wayne needed Aris's help for his passion project, a film about the Battle of the Alamo. Wayne had invested $1.5 million of his own money but still needed $12 million to complete it. Republic Pictures only offered $3 million if Wayne starred as Davy Crockett, leading to a feud and Wayne leaving to start his own production studio. Wayne offered Aris the role of Sam in his film, but Aris failed to show up for the scheduled interview. As a result, Wayne cast Richard Boone instead, and Aris never made another cinematic film. And from that time, James Aris hated John Wayne. Hated John Wayne with Gene Hackman. John Wayne had a personal grudge against Gene, despite their successful collaboration in the film Fort Apache in 1948, which is considered one of the greatest westerns ever made. Wayne criticized Gene's acting abilities, calling him the worst actor in town. However, this opinion was not shared by the Academy, as Gene received 2 Academy Awards and 3 Oscar nominations. Wayne's daughter, Asa, speculates that her father's opinion may have been influenced by his friendship with John Ford, a volatile director. She believes that spending more time together could have potentially changed Wayne's opinion of Gene. Clint Eastwood. On the surface, Wayne and Clint Eastwood had more in common than they had differences. Wayne and Clint Eastwood, both iconic Western stars, shared similarities but also feuded and refused to work together. John turned down film roles if he disagreed with the message, including the films High Noon and Draft Dodger. Clint's film High Plains Drifter received critical acclaim but angered John for not capturing the true spirit of the American West. Clint attempted to reconcile by offering John a part in The Hostiles, but John's negative opinion of High Plains Drifter hindered their collaboration. Ultimately, their differing views on cowboy films, with John favoring noble heroes and Clint desiring a morally ambiguous tone, kept them apart. Frank Sinatra. Hated John Wayne was a man who held closely to his ideals, so if he hated a man or woman, he likely stuck to that feeling for his entire life. One of the only exceptions was Frank Sinatra. John Wayne was known to hold onto his ideals and rarely change his feelings towards people. However, there was one exception, Frank Sinatra. The two had contrasting personalities and political views, but they managed to remain friends. Frank, a liberal, supported various causes and organizations, including anti-racist and anti-fascist movements. On the other hand, John was a staunch conservative and a member of the right-wing John Birch Society. Politics even influenced their filmmaking, as Frank hired a screenwriter who was on the communist blacklist. This caused tensions between them, with John publicly criticizing the collaboration. Alleged altercations between the two have been reported, but John denied any physical fights and spoke positively about Frank to the press. Despite their differences, they eventually repaired their friendship, which was described as a strange but beautiful change. Frank's wife, Barbara Marx, spoke about their special relationship and how Frank was devastated to see John in declining health from stomach cancer. This may have played a role in their reconciliation. In 1954, John Wayne found himself in the Utah desert filming The Conqueror, a movie about Genghis Khan that, according to The Guardian, was a less than ideal fit for the actor. The more pressing issue was that the shoot was taking place just 100 miles from an atomic bomb testing site in Nevada. Officials assured the cast and crew that the fallout couldn't possibly reach them, yet a Geiger counter on set crackled so loudly Wayne thought it was broken. Unbeknownst to them, everyone on set was exposed to radiation as the fallout was blown south and east. These people are now known as downwinders, those exposed to radiation in Utah, Arizona, and Nevada between 1951 and 1962. Biography confirms that Wayne was first diagnosed with cancer in 1964, losing a lung and some ribs to the disease. He eventually succumbed to stomach cancer in 1979. His sons, Michael and Patrick, who were also on set, survived their own battles with cancer. By 1981, the Fashion Ball reports 91 of the 220 cast and crew members from The Conqueror had developed cancer. 46 of them, including Wayne, lead actress Susan Hayward, and director Dick Powell, had died. Had they lived longer, they would have witnessed the establishment of the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act of 1990, which provides cancer victims with compensation between $50,000 and $100,000 if they can prove they were affected by government-caused radiation exposure. Thank you for watching. To support our channel, please subscribe.